I made it through those early years of addictions and bad stuff, and I made it to I was 21 when my first wife Sherry and I were married, and I continued with that same lifestyle, the drinking and the addictions and all that junk, and in my mid to late 20s, maybe later, I don't remember all the dates of deliverance, but over time I eventually kicked the drinking and the smoking and the dipping, and the dipping was hard, but I think for me the hardest thing was probably my tongue, taming my tongue. Man, I had a nasty mouth, and it's not good, and that's hard. It's so easy to give your mouth to Satan. It's just, I'm trying to take that back and give it to God now. As time went by, in the mid-90s, somewhere in there, this little sheltered Baptist boy from Savoy came into the doors of TLC. And, I don't know if y'all are from a Baptist background or what, but that's like culture shock on steroids. You've got people screaming and running and people falling down on the floor and raising their hands. What's that all about? And then you've got people actually talking in tongues. That's just weird. We just didn't do that stuff where I came from. It's just unheard of, and it scared me to death. It really just freaked me out. I didn't know what was going on, but God was drawing me in. I think He used the worship and the music and stuff in this church to, like He does so many, to draw me into this, to draw me to Him. And I was scared to death of it all, but I came back, and I remember my kids were little. Macy and Morgan were pretty small, and I remember making sure that I got to hold them while we were having worship, so I wouldn't be expected to. I was still, even late in life there, in those years, I was still like a child in my faith, because I never had any discipleship or whatever. And I did manage to grow as I came to church more. I wasn't regular by any means. It was just out of convenience for the most part, but I did manage to give myself over to God enough to give Him my praise with my hands, and it's just natural now. He deserves it, and we should give it to Him. And most remarkably to me, and coming from where I came from, I did get filled with the Holy Spirit, with the power of speaking in tongues in my living room floor.
Praise the Lord.
And that's pretty remarkable for someone who came from where I come from, and I'm just so thankful that God gave me that gift. Even after the growth that I experienced, I still hadn't completely sold out to God, and as I came to church more, I did grow more, but I certainly wasn't acting as the spiritual leader that I'm called to be in my house. And there was still stuff in my heart, dark stuff, that I hadn't given to God, that I just had tucked away, And after we'd been coming a while, Sherry and I had our second baby, and after she was born, Sherry got a MMR vaccine and had an adverse reaction to that, and over the course of the next 7 years, she was diagnosed with so many different diseases and given so many different medications that I can't even begin to go into that part. There's really not enough time, but the end result of that 7 years was Sherry passing away. In 2004, and she left me with 3 beautiful babies. And I, through that all, you know, I developed a new hunger for God, and even through all of that, I was able to experience growth, and you know, I've got people, I have friends who've lost people, and they become bitter and hateful, and lashed out at God and lashed out at people, and I'm so thankful God didn't allow me to go down that road. He really, I think he prepared me long before it happened, and he gave me a comfort and a peace, supernatural peace, and you know, he taught me through that whole situation how to love, and he taught me through people, mostly through people from this church. There's a lot of good people here. I know there's a lot of people here that'll have your back in a situation, and they'll take care of you.